The Bay of Pigs invasion was a major historical event that happened in 1961 during the Cuban Revolution. It was a failed naval invasion by the Democratic Revolutionary Front, a group consisting of Cuban exiles who opposed Castro and his regime. But it was also funded and orchestrated by the American government. So today, using the Cuba Rework mod, I'm going to change history and see what would have happened if we reversed the Bay of Pigs invasion and instead had the Cubans invading the Americas, whilst financed by the Soviets. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm going in completely blind, but I do love my alt history, and I am very ready for this. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off, and I am going into this blind, I want to have a look at what the focus tree has to offer. Taking a look, it doesn't seem to be a big one at all, which kind of worries me, so it means I'll be doing a lot more legwork than what the mod will. But let's start off with our reform focus. Looking at industry as well, we have 17 consumer goods. We currently have 88 factories, which is incredible for Cuba, and we get, let's have a look, 20 building slots. Yeah, this has definitely been altered. Thanks to our large number of military factories, we do also have a good collection of things that we can start off with in terms of equipment, which means we can start to build a decent sized army straight off the bat. Thank you very much. I also add, I never really realized how close Cuba was to America, so no wonder they got so touchy-feeling during the missile crisis. You know, I really understand it now when you put it into consideration. But as per said, the Bay of the Pigs naval invasion apparently happened around this area here, and I believe it came from one of these islands here. Okay, so small side note, I just want to say I know a lot of the stuff I just said about the invasion location was completely wrong. It turns out this is the exact reason why you should never watch a documentary whilst half asleep and drinking a little bit. Anyway, on with the video. So with that being the case, we're not going to naval invade America straight off the bat. We're going to go around. We're going to beat around the bush. Starting off, I think, with Honduras or Mexico. I feel like that's going to be the best way to go. And then after that, I don't know if I can influence communism in America. I don't even think it'd do anything, to be fair. But we can try. And if not, well, there's always boots on the ground. Okie dokie. So now that we're in a place where our focuses are all lined up, I've got to make a choice. This, you know, I get my bonuses. I get my research speed and building speed, and that's all absolutely amazing. But with this, cheap army or high quality. Now, with cheap army, everything's so much less to produce. I mean, look, minus 15, minus 25, minus 15. It's incredible, right? But this side, I get my attack and defense boosted. I get my core territory boosted. I get my surrender limit boosted. Everything's all good. So in that term, I think I'm probably going to go high quality. Now, although we have 4 different options for ideology, I can go non-aligned, I can go democratic, fascist, communist. Because we're doing the scenario that we're doing, I'm going to go total war, like so, which in turn is going to give me political power, weekly manpower, and monthly pot. And then on top of that, with communism, which is the line that we're going, we get communism support, which is fine, division org plus 30, oh my lord. We get political power boost, which is quite nice. Again, we get Cuba seeks to join the Comintern, which is our goal, and then we get Unite Central America, which gives us core and annex claims on literally everything in Central America. Bro, Cuba's about to be OP. Okay, and here we are. The focus is now done after a couple of days, and the pact with the Soviet Union is done. The Soviet Union welcomes us to the Comintern. The workers' plight could not ask for finer champions. Also, we now have Fidel Castro as our leader, as he should be, as this is the perfect scenario. Now, I'm going to absolutely beeline it through this. I'm going to go through high quality army, down to A schools, and then I'm going to finish this as my last focus, Unite Central America. And once all of that is done, the focus tree is done, finished, kaput, and we can finally start to expand. Now, my only worry is the fact of, obviously, America, their independence is now guaranteed by the US. Like Mexico, all of America, Latin and South and all of it, is all guaranteed by the states. I need to be careful. Now, granted, they don't have a big army at the start. We are still in 1936, but you can never be too picky choosy. Okay, so there are a few things that need to be discussed right now. One, the Soviet Union's in a state of civil war, so I'm not sure how stable our beloved alliance is right now. Second, we've completed our last focus, United Central America, so as soon as I get Marines, we are going to be going to Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, all of those. Lastly, my manpower. I've only just clocked it. I'm Cuba, and I have nearly 3 million manpower, and I'm only on limited. Nah, this is mad. This is mad. This is moving mad. Mexico are about to wrap up their civil war. I'm going to try and get into Latin America as soon as possible, and I need to try and get things in order because the Italians have gone commie, the Soviets are having a civil dispute, the Germans are sticking true to their ways, we've got commies in Poland, and Britain has gone monarchist. So I'm not entirely sure what the world's got planned for me right now, but a lot of things aren't necessarily in my favor. So as planned, I've gone ahead and landed myself in Central America, and after taking out El Salvador, Honduras, and Nicaragua, we seem to be doing okay. The US haven't come for us just yet, but there has been a very exciting development, and that development is the Mexican Socialist Republic. That's right, we now have communist brothers in Mexico, or as the Spanish could say, this could be really, really wrong. I don't know Spanish, but hey, hermano, that's brother, right? Hopefully it's brother. I don't know if it is. I only know 2 words in Spanish. No, that's a lie. I only know 3. Hola, hermano, and chinga. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to clean up Panama, Costa Rica, Guatemala. I'm going to also do my cores, because as you can see here, if I click on myself, I have cores on Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, and Guatemala. I'm going to take all these guys out, get my cores, especially since I have this. Where is it? Let me find it. There it is. High quality army, which gives me plus 20 on core territory, both for attack and defense, which is incredible. So I'm going to make the most of that for these claims. I also want to focus on this as well. I've got the chance to get this dude here, Tio, guerrilla war expert. Now I'm assuming this is the mod creator, but look at those buffs. Those are some really nice buffs, and I'm going to go ahead and take the most of them, make the most of them even. We also have General Che Guevara, the very famous t-shirt person, and we have these 2 Turkish gentlemen here, who I believe are the mod creators, who got given to us through a focus tree. We have Tolga Turan, and we have Tio. Speaking of Turan, any Turkish people watching this? One of my favorite footballers was Turkish. You know, Arda Turan, the dude who played for Real Madrid, he was pretty sick. And it seems just like in 61, a couple of years in the future, the Americans are giving Cuba a hard time. They demand the transfer of American holdings, which is what I'm going to have to say is no. Tell the president to mind his own business. They now get a war goal on me. Now, this is where things get quite spicy. I can't take Panama. I can't take Haiti. I can't take Dominican, Venezuela, or Colombia. Now, the reason why is not only do the Americans now have a goal on me, and they're guaranteeing who I want to go after, but the Canadians are involved. Now, the Canadians don't have the British with them now. It's literally just Oz, New Zealand, and South Africa. Now, it couldn't be a problem if I, went with the Mexicans and went after the Americans that way, but the Mexicans decided to pick a fight on that. Yeah, Lazaro is not a smart dude right now, so I'm just going to kind of leave him be in his own little faction. Again, we got kicked out of our faction because Trotsky now taking over the Union. Things are a little bit awkward in that regard, so we're kind of just the sailing island, the flying flag solo republic. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and research some more naval invasion tech, and then when I'm ready, I'm going to prepare. I'm going to go after Haiti. I've got my navy in the ocean, and if the Americans come knocking, then I guess we're going to Miami. Okay, so I did my invasion of Haiti. And as you can see, things have kind of gone a little bit well for me. I took their capital upon landing, and they just gave up immediately. However, Canada came into the fight. But Canada is not getting assisted by the United States because they are now commies. I tried to become friends with them just before the invasion kicked off, and Mr. Tim Buck said, no, sir. Tim Buck 2, Tim Buck go. So I lost my naval invasion, and as you can see, we are just about to land. I am hoping they decide to give in and surrender so that I can just get my boarding point, send my army in, and have a field day with them. I do have a secondary army here, and I'm tempted just to go after the Dominicans and add them to the party, but as you can see, the Dominicans are fascist, yet they're in a party with communist Mexico and communist Paraguay and are fighting the Germans, so I shall leave them to their own fate. Seeing the pip has now reached 98, it's only a matter of time. I'm going to get my landing in, and then if I can beat the Canadians, I'm going to force them to be a puppet. I don't know if I'll be able to pull that off, but I'm going to try and get them to. I'm going to try and get the Canadians, or even, oh, that's controversial. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do that. I'll make the Quebecois a puppet, and I'll have communist Quebec, and then I'll just, I don't know, also puppet the rest of Canada as well. Ooh, friends in the north. I like that plan. Last time we left off, things have become a little bit hectic since. So we're making progress in Canada, right? And then the South America is kind of just doing its thing. But now I have this as an issue. But monarchist Britain and Germany have teamed up, and now I've got Germany after me. The Soviet Union is weaker than normal because they went down the Trotsky path, and now they're fighting the Germans in this whole faction. Not to mention as well, Germany is after the Italian Union, the Czechs, and the Polish, and it's all kicking kicking off. As of now, I'm having to clean up Peru, Britain, and hopefully get rid of the British Isles in the Caribbean before, you know, they try and take Havana. Let's not let that happen, please. But the game plan is still, I'm going to make a giant Cuban sea out of the coastline territories here if I can. America, Canada are going to become puppets, and, well, as of now, I need to go to Europe and fix out this mess before the USSR, my sponsors, butcher this whole plan. Okie dokie, so here things are, and here's things where we're at. The USA decided to get involved because they declared upon Cuba, which is my puppet, after we finished Canada. They also decided to go after the Mexicans, and that's where we're kind of at. We asked for access, and we're now pushing thanks to the Mexicans border. We're trying to get rid of Newfoundland or Canada, leftover British Canada, right? But that's proven to be a pain because there's zero infrastructure, and the German troops are just, they're persevering. We're solely managing to hold on up here, which is nice. The German numbers are dwindling, and they've got Chinese troops as well. But there is a big, like, blip of them down here that's just proving to be a bit of a pain. It's literally all over the place. It's like a really dodgy game of Jenga, but I hope I can turn this around. I just need to clear up North America and redirect all of my efforts to Europe. And here we are, we finally finished off America thanks to Mexico's help, and we led with most of the victory points, as you can see, sitting at 1282. Very nice, lovely jubbly. I'm gonna go ahead and do this peace treaty, take my lands like I said I would. Just want to get my nice C for Cuba type of thing going on. Mexico's obviously probably gonna take some stuff, and I'm gonna try and puppet them. After all, we need to spread communism like they tried to spread democracy to Cuba. We're going to return the favor with communism. And just like that, you have our peace deal. We ended up taking Panama, Puerto Rico, and we ended up taking the South of America. We also puppet them. We now have the North American Socialist Alliance, or Socialist Republic, led by Earl Browder. Mexicans managed to reclaim their empire minus Texas, and then Hawaii ended up getting free with David Kalakaua Kawanawakoa. I probably butchered that. Right, anyway, America has been dealt with apart from Britain, but I'm going to leave that to my my puppets over here, and I'm going to try and send my boys over to Germany and see if I can't clean up this mess. So, as you can see, things are looking pretty good. We've nearly wrapped up the Germans, and then after that, we just need to wrap up Britain, and then we're done. Or so I thought. Britain just invited the newly formed China into the mix, and now we have to clean up China, and then my great lovely puppet of the North American Socialist Republic just entered a state of civil war. So now we're up against the Confederacy and the unaligned states of America. Ah, dearie me, it just never stops, does it? We're already in 43, closing date is nearby. And after a long old grind, it is finally done. Peace has been achieved, and it was a grind fest. But now that things are done, I'm just going to go ahead and clean up, do a nice little peace treaty, and see what happens. The Soviet Union and myself managed to walk away with a lot of points, but I'll be honest, I don't really want to take anything. This has gone way outside my expectations or desires of what kind of playthrough I wanted to achieve with this. This is oh, I don't even know. Right, anyway, I'll crack on and I'll let you see the result in just a second. And there's your peace treaty. A world that is very, very red. We have the Italian Union, the Soviet Union is absolutely massive, the People's Republic of China, Chinese, Japan. We have down here, Australia is on its own, but there's also this territory over here, Chinese. Africa is just all split apart, and then we also got a puppet down here in Peru. As far as this goes, I feel like I've had quite a successful playthrough. I mean, obviously I could go ahead and try to eat up the Dominicans and then the Mexicans and so on and so forth, but I'm quite happy with this. You know, the whole goal was to reverse the Bay of the Pigs, and I feel like we've done that. You know, we've gone into the Americas, we've changed them into a communist nation, we have land on mainland America, and all of our neighbors are of the same ideology as we. So I feel like that's a win. I'm going to take that as a victory, and with that, I feel like this is a good point to end the video. So again, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to, of course, click the like button and also subscribe, share with friends that are going for the channel, all that fun stuff, and let me know what you want to see next in the next video. Till then, all the best, and I'll see you around. All the best, and laters.